today I have Dan Alvarez on the podcast. So Dan is a good friend of mine. We work out together. We used to work out together a lot more before I got to UConn. But when I come home, we still work out together. And Dan and I have had a lot of great workouts, a lot of great conversations together. And I think that he has a lot of great insight on the topic that we're going to be covering today. So today we'll be talking about fitness and the positive impact that it can have on your life and on your mental health. So first, Dan, introduce yourself.
Hello.
And tell us about how you first got into working out.
My name is Dan. People call me Danny or Daniel. I grew up same time as Nicholas. And long story short, we obviously grew up in the same town, so we'd see each other at the gym. I got into the gym at first specifically because I was very underweight in my own opinion, and then I started to hear it from other people as well. And so it all kind of started like even vice versa. I started off very heavy as a kid, and so I decided to get into the gym for sports reasons. Lost a bunch of weight, and then throughout high school, I kind of, was really skinny, so I decided to go to the gym. Met Nicholas, met a bunch of guys, and from there, it was kind of just like, destiny to actually, be into fitness and overall develop myself as a person. So I got into the gym for those reasons, and I'm still here, so, I'm still going strong.
Yeah. And when you first got into the gym, you were playing soccer too, right?
Yeah, I played soccer all my life, and that's the main reason why I decided to get into the gym is for that. Unfortunately, though, I got very skinny due to the fact that I didn't want to be fat ever again. I was like, I don't want to be fat, and so I would not eat on purpose, and I did things that I thought were going to be good for me, and I went onto the extreme side of the spectrum because I decided to not eat what I was supposed to be eating on a daily basis, and I lost a lot of weight. And so I got super skinny, and the only way that I knew how to reverse that feeling of feeling insecure, partially depressed, was to eat more and to get bigger and stronger, to have that security within myself. So
do you think that security that you're talking about, did that come more so from being focused in the gym or just focused on athletics overall?
I think it came from actually the improvements that I made within the gym. So when you are constantly improving yourself and constantly demanding more from yourself, and you see the results, that's where I think confidence is created. When I was in the gym, lifting weights, and I became better there, then I gained that confidence from improving on a daily basis. The best thing about it is when you see results from the gym, and you have them just with you because it's just muscle, it doesn't really go away. That confidence will stay there. I don't need a field. I don't need an audience to cheer me on to feel good about myself, because I can constantly see the improvements that I've made through the gym. So. And
when you're in the gym too, all that progress is coming from work that you are doing by yourself. Yes, correct. Sometimes we work out together all the time, but correct. That that progress is solely up to you. So I do think that self-belief and that confidence that you create in yourself is truly just due to your own actions and your own desire for more. You have a lot of experience, and I know that you touched on it there, but if you could just sum it up in 2 sentences, how would you say that working out has changed your life?
I would say that it's not just about working out. I feel like this applies to all realms of the human experience.
I agree.
Whenever you're consistent in something and you create that result with whatever you're doing in life, when it comes to financially, athletically, spiritually, whenever you put one foot in front of the other, that's where when true progress is being created, that's where that confidence and that security from within yourself is born. That's where it starts to grow, and it's your job to do the same habits every single day, the positive habits, to actually keep that security and confidence alive.
Mm-hmm. And it definitely translates into other areas of your life.
It translates into absolutely everything. Yes,
yes. And I see it now with you with work and everything. Yeah. I mean, you're a really hard worker. You have been for a while.
Thanks, bro.
It's just
gotta work harder though.
Yes, but you will. Yeah, I mean, you've already developed those character traits to get you to where you want to go. It's just a matter of continuing to do it for a long period of time,
Mm-hmm.
And after you started to get comfortable in the gym, comfortable in your body and everything, and you started to make progress, started to learn about the gym and about nutrition. Once all that was going for you, was there a time that you could think of more recently where working out was doing more for your mind than it was for your body?
Yeah, I would say absolutely. I feel like everybody that has made substantial progress within their life knows that whatever got them there eventually will start to have more of a mental impact than a physical impact. For a very long time, I did not feel confident about myself even after I had reached those, like a lot of my goals within the gym. And so I would go to the gym and I would let out that frustration on the weights. I wasn't doing it for a physical thing anymore. I was doing it more for a mental thing.
So it became something where as long as you could see progress in the gym, you knew that you could see progress outside of the gym.
Yeah.
Basically. So like when you started to get into these ruts or started to do things that you weren't too happy with, you knew that you could always fall back on the gym to kind of like get you in line in every other area. So with your traveling schedule with work over the last few months, with those workouts that you were doing, I would imagine because there was a lot of inconsistency, you probably weren't seeing like too much of the physical progress in the gym. But I think you just getting into the gym a few times when you could probably lifted so much weight off your shoulders. And just like brought you back down to your roots, to the goals and values that you
exactly. I would say that the mentality, like the result that I expected from the gym when I first got into the gym was a completely different expectation that I have now. Back then when I first started, it was both. It was very mental, it was very physical. And it's, like I said, still the same now, but in different perspectives. Because in the beginning, I was very insecure about my skinniness. And that's the mental part, right? The physical part, I wanted to be bigger and stronger. Now, the physicality has never changed. I still want to be bigger and stronger. Now, the mental part of it is simply just to keep myself from not being, depressed. And it's like, I don't have a problem with not being depressed, but I also know that if I'm not bettering myself one way or the other, then, I'm going to have a depressed experience with life because I know I could be doing more and I'm not, which I'm not going to let happen, obviously.
Yeah. And with your career field right now too, I mean, sales can be up and down. Of course. A lot of it's commission based. So you can have those rough patches of time where you're not always getting money. You're not always getting those checks written out to you. But the gym is always there.
The gym is always there.
And I know that if I'm on vacation or somewhere and I'm going to a hotel gym, I'm not expecting to get the greatest workout of my life. But me just stepping foot in that gym, walking on the treadmill for a little bit, grabbing the weights, I know that just that is going to set the tone for my day and set me up for success. And I know 100%. That the gym sets the tone for your life too.
Of course. And real quick, I just want to touch upon this because it really has to do with the topic. Once you just make the hard decision to actually step foot into the gym and just get a workout in, like nothing crazy, afterwards it makes you feel 10 times better. And it makes you feel proud of yourself for actually going in there without feeling like it, and actually doing the work, because that's when it really matters. Because you're never always going to have good days. Like not every day is going to be sunshine and rainbows. You have to learn how to dance in the rain. And once you learn how to do that, then everything else falls into place.
Yeah. I mean, if you can do the hard things on the days when you don't feel like it, then everything else is going to start to fall into place 100%. On the days when everything 100%. Is good. In the gym, outside of the gym, it doesn't matter.
Nobody had to wake me up to go to the gym. Nobody had to force me to do anything. It's the same thing financially. It's the same thing spiritually. It's the same thing for every single important piece of the puzzle in your life. You can really reap the results that you want to reap, and it's not really just in the gym. It's in everything overall.
Yes, it's your entire life. And what Dan was touching on in the end there is that discipline in the gym is building discipline throughout your life. It's creating a leader out of yourself. It's building these characteristics that aren't just serving you, but serving your friends, the people around you, your family, your community, because you are becoming a better person. And that might be hard to understand for people who aren't in this world, but I've seen who I am without the gym, and I've seen who I am with the gym. I would choose that person every single time.
And so would everybody else.
Yeah. Every single time in my life where I've felt a loss of happiness or a lack of purpose, I've realized that I also wasn't focusing on the gym, or I wasn't focusing on my diet. And over the last 6 months, as I've really gotten into running, I have felt the most purpose I've ever felt in my life. I'm waking up earlier. I'm excited to go to bed, you know, and I'm excited to stay on track with my diet.
You're excited to wake up too.
Yes, because it's helping me physically, but every single thing that I've been doing to better my physical health has bettered my mental health in like ways I cannot even explain.
Yeah.
Like the person I am now compared to the person I was 2 years ago is completely different.
Of course.
And what's changed is I've gotten more in touch with my physical health.
Only reason you'll ever feel unfulfilled and you feel sad and depressed is because your consciousness, your soul is telling you you have to take some sort of action, and it's up to you to actually make yourself put one foot in front of the other to take whatever that action is to get yourself out of that hole, and that's the only way you'll ever do it.
Yeah, I mean, your body, your mind, your soul knows when there's more for you, and you have to find out what that more is. And I wanted to bring this up before, but I forgot. The gym for me and walking and running has really just been a perfect time for me to embrace silence every once in a while. I don't lift without headphones too often.
Yeah, me too.
I'll go for walks without headphones. Sometimes on my runs, I'll have my headphones in, but like I'll pause a podcast or I'll pause music for a little bit and I just let my thoughts kind of coast. And that has been like a sacred time for me where some of my best thoughts come from, and it really just like I just lose stress. I'll have my notes app open, so if I hear something in a podcast or I think of something, I go right onto my notes app and I write that all down. And the amount of thoughts that I have in my little notes app is just like insane. And the reason why is because I'm embracing silence and I'm doing something that carries no stress. Like, yeah, sometimes workouts are hard, but it carries no stress, and I'm just allowed to think. And that is when I feel like I have the deepest connection with who I really am. And I bet that you feel a similar way in the gym too. You know, like that's when you are yourself. That's when your thoughts are there. That's when you have time to really just think and like organize.
It's been proven, bro.
Your feelings.
What you just said has been proven. I literally heard it a couple of days ago. The people that kind of come up with like, you know, brand new things for the world, or they have really good ideas, or they are making substantial progress. They have seen that, you know, when you're putting yourself under a specific amount of stress, that's when the best ideas come to you. And so it's like, if you're feeling like if you have mind fog, if you can't focus, if, you know, living life is becoming a chore and life sucks, I'm not saying you have to go to the gym and lift a bunch of weight. All I'm saying is that you got to do something that you don't specifically like to do, but you know has a positive impact for anybody. So it's like, if you want that, then you have to be willing to pay the price. And the price is simply just a little bit of action on a daily basis. And it's like, that's it. It's very simple. But I will say that it is not easy. It's very hard because you have to do that on a consistent basis.
The fulfillment that you are searching for is on the other side of doing the things that you're avoiding.
Yes, absolutely.
So my final question to you, do you think that you would be who you are today if you never stepped foot in the gym?
No, I wouldn't be the person that I am today if I never kept going to the gym, if I never stepped foot into the gym, because the gym has taught me so much about myself. It has taught me so much about what, you know, life demands out of you for what you're looking for. You know, like, I never imagined that I could push the weights that I was pushing. I could get to the weight that I was at. I could get to the size that I was at, and in the time that I did it. And I only ever found out after the fact. I only ever found out that it was possible. I only ever found out that I was capable after I already did the work.
And I want to drop another quote really quick too. Dan was talking about how sometimes you're always thinking about the future, or you're like, oh, this workout, this is going to be really hard. I want to skip this one, all this. And you just never know what the future holds. But if you just stay focused on the outcome that you desire, as long as you are consistently showing up, you will be able to make progress. You know, if you're consistently good, is way better than being occasionally great. And Steve Jobs said that you can never connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect the dots looking backwards. So sometimes you just have to show up. You know, you start showing up for yourself, and you look back in a year's time and you're like, oh, when did I grow like this?
Mm-hmm.
When did my mental health become so much better?
Yeah.
When did I get a better relationship with my girlfriend?
Or you
with my wife,
realize,
with my
you
husband?
start to realize patterns because of the action.
Yes, and a lot of that originates just from, well, in our life for sure,
Yeah.
it originated from taking action in the gym. And that is something that I believe can just help anybody in their life. You know, so I truly believe that a successful life just starts in the gym.
Go to the gym, make the hard decisions, and continue to do them even when you don't feel like it, because that's when you'll see the most progress. That's when you'll see how strong you truly are and how bad you really want that outcome for yourself. So yeah, everybody go to the gym. Big love, big peace.
Yeah, thank you, Dan, for coming on.
bro.
That was great, guys.
Yeah.
The person that you want to become is the person who you become on the other side of doing the hard things. You have to show up for yourself.
Yep.
And I truly believe that starts with physical health, and that just starts with showing up for yourself, creating that discipline, and you will start to enhance all areas of your life.
Yeah.
So
it's not just fitness. Like this, everything we just talked about,
it translates into everything.
It translates into all realms of human endeavor. Like if you want more money, like apply the things that you learn from the gym or from fitness, your fitness path, to money. It's all the same variables in the equation that it takes to get the outcome that you want. So obviously, dude, we got to do some more podcasts, bro.
Yeah, bro, this is great.
Fire.
This was awesome,
I want to
dude.
keep going.
I know. I go all night, bro.
I feel.
All right, well, thank you, Dan.
All right.
Thank you for coming on,
Welcome,
man.
Nicholas.
All right, I hope that you guys got something out of this episode. That was great. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Pilot.